Ladies and gentlemen, we will show you some spawning sea urchins, but before, please look at this robust ghost pipefish. So these are distant relatives of the seahorses, and what you can see here, and I'm really excited how I managed to film that, the female carries fertilized eggs between her pelvic fins, and these eggs actually connected to the circulatory system of the female by a structure called cotylophores. And these cotylophores are essentially placenta. Amazing stuff in fish evolution. Next we have a bobbit worm. So this is a worm hiding in the sand trying to grab food. It missed this time and the jaws are unfolding again. Dangerous worm. Now here we have these fire urchins spawning as promised. That white stuff coming from these animals, it's sperm. And you can see they are releasing quite big amounts, and even the image is going a little bit blurry here, going out of focus, because the autofocus of the camera is having difficulties with all these gametes in the water. Not only did they release a lot of eggs and sperm every couple of minutes, they also moved closer to each other to increase the chance of fertilization, to increase the chance that eggs and sperm would meet each other in the water column. So, quite sophisticated reproductive behavior, in my opinion, for something as supposedly brainless as a urchin. And this was really quite a spectacle. What you see as well in the water column, racing around, these are tiny crustaceans, tiny shrimps, which were attracted by my video light. So it was impossible to film without attracting this. Okay, so more sperm coming from this urchin. And you can see the release sites are typically near the top of the animal. And they were also moving around quite a bit during this whole spawning episode. And there was probably a group of about 10 or 12 of them. And we probably looked at an area, got 50 square meters. And they were everywhere. These are big animals, the size of a big loaf of bread. And there was even a sea urchin threesome, essentially. And the other thing which I thought was really interesting, while this was happening, the urchins were inhabited by these commensals. So there were tiny shrimp on them. And this shrimp, of course, is in a very safe spot, because these spines are not just sharp, but they're also venomous. So nobody is going to be able to grab that shrimp. It's also camouflaged. It has the same color as the urchin, and there's a crab at the bottom of the urchin, which you can see, and here there is another crab on top of the urchin. So all these little animals were at that night were bathed in sea urchin sperm. Wild, this is what you see if you dive a lot. Finally, we have a nudibranch, Gypnodoris subflava. We saw a single one during the dive, but generally what happens with these, we don't see them for months, and then there are a couple of weeks where the sand is full of them. So let's see if there will be another population explosion of these small mollusks. Now, if you have made it that far in the video, you probably like my ravings about marine life. You will probably enjoy one of the books I wrote, The Lives of Gobies, and also Your Brain on Diving, which is about hyperbaric physiology. So specifically what happens to your brain when you free dive or when you scuba dive. And there's more on this channel. There are videos which are educational, some are trying to be a little bit funny. If you like, please send me super likes, comment on the videos, like them, share them on your own social media. There's a lot of material here, and see you again next week. Thanks for tuning in.